you remember a couple episodes ago where I lost the client and I was being bummed about that?
You didn't lose a client. I mean, it's just
I listen to this stuff when it comes out, right? Like 2 minutes after it comes out, I often are on a walk or something.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't know if you should be sorry about that one, right?
I'm not.
I listened to you talk about that one like 6 months ago, and then got the rotten canopy. I'm just like, man, you got to let this guy go. I mean, he's just like sucking the energy out of you. So
when I lost it and I was like, oh, great, and you sort of get scared for a little bit. And that, man, you can call it karma or whatever. But this lady calls me and she has so filled in that gap. It's not even funny. She's doing everything. We broke up the evolution of her tank into things that made sense. Filtration before lighting always makes sense to me. And she's just knocking these out. She's spending money. She's doing exactly. The funny thing is she has a sister that lives up north that is the one that got her into aquariums. And this sister has aquariums. And so some people could find it offensive or whatnot, but every time I talk to her, she's like texting her sister, like her sister was checking it out. And at first it was like, okay, but the sister like loved it and loved my advice. And, ask them where to get that skimmer. And, what about this fish? And I have these. And I put a chalk basil in her. What's a chalk basil? I never really heard of that. And now the sister, there was one time where me and this lady had a miscommunication. She got a little sour at me, and it was a total miscommunication. And when we resolved it, and I went to her house, and she said she was laughing because she said her sister called her, and she goes, "Don't piss off this guy."
Ben is very into sisters this month.
He's an artist. Don't make him mad.
No, so at first when I thought I felt like this sister was like double checking everything I said, like as long as you're above board, like don't worry about it. And now the sister is like Team Ben, and so I have this lady on lock, and she doesn't have a canopy rotting into her tank. She doesn't have a chiller slammed in a corner. She's making all these changes. She just today gave me the green light to address the filtration, so new skimmer and Genesis blocks and all this stuff. And then probably in a month, she'll do all new lighting. And I've already been putting corals in there because it's tricky when you evolve someone's tank. Like, I'm such a nerd. Like, I like the equipment and all. I like all of it. But, you do some equipment and, and a client is like, I want to see something. So I've been.
Man, I just spent $10,000 on equipment. Are there any more fish we can put in here?
Yeah,
right?
And they're like, I just spent $10,000 on equipment, and the aquarium doesn't look any different.
Panther groupers.
Yeah,
people love panther groupers.
I put like an orange Linkia in a week ago, and her husband were just freaking out on this one orange Linkia.
Nice.
And then today I serviced it today, and I put a bunch of corals, but corals I knew that would be okay until we finished evolving some other stuff. But and her husband's like a real high level engineer, and so she was like couldn't wait for him to get home because he was just tripping out on one orange Linkia. And it's like I just put like over $1,000 worth of corals in there, and she was like, oh, wait till he gets home. So they're free.
Yeah. And so now those corals you take out of other people's tanks?
I do a mixture of, just because I feel like it helps grease the wheels. I have so many clients that have, tanks that stuff is just growing out of the top of it.
Sure.
So it's like naturally, and then I have tanks at home. So I cut stuff up and bring it over here. So I always grease the wheels in that, I ask them like, hey, can I bring like $800 worth of corals over? And they're like, oh, yeah. But what ends up happening is like, I'm also bringing you several $100s of corals that I cut just because like I have this lime green Anacropora in Bates's tank this big, and I have to cut it anyways. And then I've made little colonies at my house. So, I'll throw that in your tank and it helps perpetuate clients. Because like that Anacropora will end up growing large in her tank, and I'll end up greasing the wheels on the next one. Sell people a few things and give them a few things.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I'm glad you got another client. The reason you were upset was the potential loss of income, really, right?
But the situation was driving me batty.
Yeah. Well, they're driving you batty, and you also don't have, a bajillion clients. You're like a artisanal, bespoke
Bespoke.
Freaking
My
freak.
favorite word.
Freak cobbler. You're like,
Boutique.
let me make you the perfect shoe. And people are just like, I need some fucking shoes. And you're like, no,
I just want
it must be
a shoe.
perfect.
No, it's off by a micron.
Yeah. So, that's much better than you starving. So that's good. Well, you wouldn't starve. You got 3 kids, right? So you'd go through them.
I'd eat them.
Yeah.
That's why you make
put them to
kids
work.
eat
I mean,
'em.
it's Texas. They should be able to work. They're probably above 8 years old. So I mean,
They're in the fields baling the hay and milking.
You could eat Brant's leg and he wouldn't miss it.
He wouldn't even know.
He wouldn't even know.